Alright, what's good, boys? So today you're wondering, how can I one-shot Zealots while I'm in Ender Armor? Now, let me tell you right off the rip, it is not easy to do this. You need to have 1, a lot of Talisman, and 2, some pretty good potions, or really a good sword as well. Now you're probably watching this video and you probably only have an aspect of the end. That's not gonna work, but it's not bad, and you can still at least 2-shot them, which is pretty good. Now look, I know you guys are gonna need some money, so look, if you guys want to win 250k, all you guys have to do, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below with what your in-game name is, and one of you guys can win 250k. Alright, let's stop blabbering, let's actually talk about what my setup currently is. So, current decked out setup is Zealot Ender Helmet, which I would get this godly, but I've put so much money into it, I just don't care to try and reforge it again to get godly. Godly Ender chestplate, godly Ender leggings, and godly Ender boots. Like I said, get this to godly to maximize your damage and your strength and your crit chance and your crit damage, but Zealots, it's still not bad, but godly is the upgraded and the better version of Zealots. Now, this is my aspect of the end. It has critical, it has end slayer, and it has sharpness and first strike and giant killer. Those are pretty much the only enchantments that you really need to do damage. No other enchantments, I don't think, at least off the top of my head, don't increase the damage towards Enderman at all. I also have it spicy, so it includes more strength, it includes more crit chance, more crit damage, and more attack speed. Now, the next thing is Talisman. I have a lot of Talisman. If you guys want a good, quick little guide or overview of Talisman, pretty much, if we look at my accessories bag, your higher Talisman rarity, such as epic, rare, and sort of uncommon, you want those to be itchy. The reason is because the better or the more rare your Talisman is, the reforge will actually give it more damage or more of the actual upgrade. So as you can see right here, the epic rarity gives you 3 strength, 12% crit, and 3 attack speed. The rare only gives me +2 strength, +8 crit damage compared to 12, and also only 2 attack speed compared to 3 attack speed. Now obviously the attack speed and the strength aren't that big of a difference, but the crit damage is really different. Also, if we even just compare an uncommon to an epic, the strength is the exact same as the rare, but the crit damage is 7 less, and that's a percent base, so it's not just a normal number. The attack speed is only 1%, but crit damage plays a really big part here. That's why you want the higher rare accessories to give you way more crit damage and also strength and attack speed. Now, for your common accessories, you're going to want these to either be Zealous or Godly. Godly seems a lot more rare than Zealous is, so if you can get Zealous or Godly on all of your Talisman, that's exactly what you want. Now, if you guys don't know how to get Talisman easily, I included a video down below in the description which I made that was really helpful for a lot of people, ranking the easiest Talisman to get to the hardest Talisman to get. Definitely watch that video if you guys are wanting to rank up your Talisman. It's really effective and really helpful. Keep in mind, all of these Talisman that are in my inventory right now, if I had to guess, they would probably cost about 1 to 2 million. Now, the reason for that is because the experienced Talisman costs a couple $100,000. The night and the day crystal Talisman also costs a couple $100,000. The feather artifact, I think, costs a couple $100,000. And the rest are rather pretty cheap, I believe. Now, the zombie ring's a little bit costly, but it's actually really cheap, I'm not gonna lie. But the rest of these are actually really cheap. If you remove all the really good and sort of rare or hard to get accessories that I have, you would probably be looking for under a mil. A couple $100,000 could probably buy you majority of the ones that are in my accessory bag. If you guys are wondering how to make a couple $100,000 or a good amount of money, go watch my other video on the pumpkin farm. That's a really good starter method, which it might be useful for some of you guys. Now also, my entire accessory bag's full, so I have even more Talisman down here, but this one you can get from the vendor. A couple of these you can get from the vendor, so some of these are actually pretty easy to get and they're very cheap. Now, the reason that you guys want the common accessories to be reforged into Zealous or Godly is so that you can get your crit chance up. The itchy doesn't give you crit chance, it gives you crit damage. So itchy is for crit damage to make your crits do more damage, obviously. And Zealous and Godly is for your crit chance to increase. What a good balance for your crit chance is to be at 80%. Clearly, I'm at 84%, but depending on what kind of sword you have or what reforge you have on your sword, your crit chance can go up even more as well. If we look on that spicy aspect of the end, the spicy actually adds 1% crit chance to that. Don't forget, your armor also gives you crit chance as well. Now, one special thing about the Ender armor is that all the stats actually double while you're in the end. That includes the reforges on your armor as well. So rather than just getting 6% on crit chance, you actually get 12% crit chance and 24% crit damage. That's insane. That doesn't work for the aspect of the end though, so it's not like your damage is 200 and your strength is 204. It only works for your armor. Now, with all that being said, there's not really much else to kind of mention about this. If you guys want to sort of look at my stats and compare them to your stats, the things that you really want to look at is strength, crit chance, and crit crit damage. Now, don't forget, you can make potions to actually increase this as well. Strength 5 is a pretty easy potion to make, and so is Critical 3. Critical 3 is unlocked in the Gravel collection, and Strength is unlocked in the Blaze Rod collection. You're going to need Enchanted Glowstone for some of this, so if you want to get Enchanted Glowstone, I would recommend just having a minion down. You can get Enchanted Glowstone pretty quickly, I'm not going to lie. Now, let's go ahead and get down to the Zealot pit, and we'll start to attack some Zealots and see how this goes. Now, realistically, the worst part about being in Ender Armor is all of the wise people taking all your kills. Like right there, you see that person? It's really annoying. But as I try my best to show you guys exactly how much damage we do and not to get killed by Obsidian Defenders without everybody taking all of my kills, you know, love the end when you're a noob. It's so fun. Look at all the other noobs waiting here with me for a kill of a Zealot. So the first strike, actually, okay. So the first strike didn't count with that one. Basically, since we have the first strike enchantment on the aspect of the end, it'll do more damage to the first hit that we get. And we really have to hope that the first hit is a critical attack because it'll usually add like 2,000 more damage onto it. So see right there, we did 9,300, and then after that, we crit for 7k. That's because of the first strike. It adds about 2,000 damage to the weapon. But yeah, so with my current loadout, I can two-shot Zealots. It's really not that bad though, so if you really did just want to run around, you can even use your aspect of the end to kind of teleport to them and get there quicker. I would also recommend you get yourself a little bit of a grappling hook, and then you can use that to even go further. Now I'll roll a clip so that you guys can see what actually happened when I used the critical and the strength potion. I do more damage, but at the same time, I'm still not able to one-shot them with the aspect of the end, so it's really not exactly that worth it. If you're at my point where you're two-shotting them, you're kind of the best that you'll be able to get with the aspect of the end. There's not much better that you can really get. Unless you're wanting to invest so much money into getting a strength 6 or strength 7 potion, which there's even a small chance that you won't even be able to one-shot at that point, it's really just not worth it. Also, don't forget, get yourself like a Wand of Healing or a Wand of Mending. They're really cheap and it's really good for healing you because these Zealots and the Obsidian Defenders and everything like that will hurt you. And what I wanted to do for this video is I wanted to test out a Leaping Sword. In my opinion, with a Leaping Sword, you should 100% be able to one-shot any Zealot with your Ender Armor. In my opinion, the hardest thing about this sword would be getting somebody to craft it for you because if you're a noob, you probably don't have the requirements to actually craft it. It's pretty far into the Spider Eye collection and not even I have it. The effective damage of an aspect of the end is 435, while the effective damage of a Leaping Sword is 585. That's over 100 more damage, and I really think that with this, it'll be really good. Also, a bonus stat with this sword is you get 25% bonus crit damage. That is extremely good. You might be thinking, Monster, a Leaping Sword costs $3 million to craft from the vendor. That's a lot of money. I don't think I'm going to be able to craft. You might be right. It is a little bit of money for people who are brand new and kind of just starting out in the game. But the thing is that if you just farm like this and you are able to two-shot Zealots, you really aren't that far behind. Although, yes, it would be much better to use Wise Armor, run around rampantly, super fast, killing all of them. But if you watched that clip earlier where I actually got a Summoning Eye from killing the Zealots with Ender Armor, it's really not that bad. It still is possible to get Summoning Eyes, but obviously you still have to be really lucky. Now keep in mind, every single Summoning Eye sells for 500k at the moment, so you'll need to sell about 6 Summoning Eyes to get 1 Leaping Sword. Then reinvest that 3 mil back into grinding out more eyes and make it a little bit easier and quicker for yourself. You can get even more eyes and kill Zealots even quicker. Anyway, hopefully this video did help you guys out. If it did, make sure you guys smash that like button. If you guys are new around here, hit that subscribe button. And if you guys have any questions, leave a comment down below. Anyway, hope you guys have a great day. I'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye.